Welcome in Bonta Hill, the Morning Roast, 95.7 The Game in San Francisco. Bonta, my brother.
Man, it's been far too long, man. It's been far too long. I heard y'all breaking the Packers and Niners.
That boy Bonta, you know, I appreciate you coming on, hopping off the PJ. You know what I'm saying? We were taking the PJ, you know, from California to Texas and then coming back. Hey, man, that's got to be a PJ. Self-person fly like that. That's got to be a PJ.
Hey, man, look, man. I used up all my points on Delta. I used up all the points on Amazon. My girl's ready to kill me. You know, I used up all the points at the Hyatt. And I told her, look, with or without you, I'm going down to Dallas, Texas. And I'm going solo dolo. And yeah, it was the time of my life. And D-Lo and KC, I'm surprised I got to lead this great state of Texas. And I say great, hey, look, I talk mess in the Uber, on the shuttle bus from the airport, in Jerry's World, leaving Jerry's World, back on the shuttle, to the Uber driver taking me back to the airport, and on the red eye back to the Bay. I talk mess going through the terminals, through the gates. I mean, I don't know what got into me, man, but I did it. I got home alive, D-Lo and KC. I got home alive.
I was concerned about. I was following the IG stories, and I was like, "Oh man!" I was just preparing. I was preparing to come back, and I was preparing to start the show. It's a damn shame what happened to Bonta Hill, man. Like it's just
World Star was coming up.
Yeah, it's just awful what happened to him. You had the white girl behind him giving him the finger, and it just got ugly after that.
You know, there's certain people you don't try to get the smoke to. I'm that guy that wants all the smoke. But a lot of people don't give it to me because they know I went to George Washington High School, public school in the city. If you didn't know how to trunk trash or cap or anything like that, you were not going to survive. So this couple behind me, I remember her name, Leah, who was flipping me off all game. Leah didn't stay for the fourth quarter. They were gone by the time it was 23-7. They come up to me right before they said, "Oh, what's your name?" I say, "It's Bonta." "Oh, Dante." And she goes, "Devin." We gonna talk all day long. We gonna talk trash. And so this dude from Pakistan with his family of 4. "Oh man, you came all the way to California to talk trash and get your butt kicked. Oh, poor guy, man. You must work at Google or something." I said, "Oh, that's the smoke they're giving me in Texas? Oh, it's on and popping now." I said, first of all, the trash talk is trash. It's just straight up garbage. And then the Niners go down the field, 7 plays, 75 yards. And I start acting a fool every single play. "Oh, give me the Zeke. Give me the Zeke. Give me the first down." And you know what his name is? That man's name is Deebo Samuel. He's going to take your bike, and he's going to take your soul by the time 7:30 drops. So I don't know what they got into him. They would have talked trash. Well, be my guest, because I started chirping. And I didn't stop until I got back to the Bay. I didn't stop D-Lo KC till the morning roast was over, 9 o'clock. Then your boy took like a 7-hour sleep. He was fried.
You're gonna talk trash on the Warriors pre and post too. He's still good. No, Bonta, this is Warriors. No, I want to talk about them Cowboys. I'm trying to talk about them Cowboys.
Well, D Wright is a Cowboy fan, so he came on the set. He came on the set Thursday with the Cowboys cup like this. I'm not worried, Bonta. Already made Shasky lose a bet. Shasky's got to go to a Giants game in all Dodgers gear. I was like, well, I'm not Shasky, man. So that's a rough one for Joe Shasky the butcher. But D Wright, man, he tried to send me a video before the game in his cowboy outfit. And, we gave him that smoke. Now it's on the Green Bay. Now it's on the Lambeau Field.
It's on the Green Bay. And Bonta, I want to hear your thoughts on this. Damian, this was part of the great I Told You show yesterday. I said, look, man, I'm probably the only one. I don't even think Bonta was on this. I was the only one way back in week 3, week 4. I said, yo, man, y'all secondary not as bad as y'all give it credit, man. Y'all be on the secondary tough, man. I know they make the defensive PIs, but if they can clean that up, I think the defensive secondary is better than people give it credit for. And lo and behold, they put the click-clack on that super receiving core. They put the click-clack on those boys. Cooper, he had the 1 touchdown. That was it. CD Lamb still on a milk carton. APB on that, man. Cedric Wilson, he didn't give him nothing. I want to give props to Emmanuel Mosley, to Jimmy Ward, to Tart, and to Ambry Thomas, who the young rook is getting better week in and week out. What'd you see from that secondary, Bonta?
I mean, they've been dynamic the last 6 weeks. So when I say dynamic, I mean, you think of dynamic secondary, they got to force turnovers and get PBUs. But let's focus on Ambry Thomas, because I remember Shaskin. I'm gonna throw him under the bus here. His first action, he goes, "Oh man, this rookie stinks." So then I said, "Hey, it's one game. Let the guy play." Rookie quarters, more so than anything, even more, I think, than quarterbacks in the NFL. Rookie quarters got to play. I mean, this league, you're going to get beat. It's an offensive league. It's catered to wide receivers and quarterbacks. Everybody wants to see the 48-45 game. Nobody wants to sit through a 20-17 game. It's too boring for them. Give me that. Give me the latter. But Ambry Thomas has really gotten better and better every single week because he's playing. And he's playing not against, Cedric Wilson's every week. He's playing against A.J. Brown. He's playing against Cooper Kupp, Odell Beckham Jr. He's playing against C.D. Lamb, as you just mentioned, Amari Cooper. And I thought early in that game, he set a tone. This is something Emmanuel Mosley did back in 2019 against the Rams, where he dipped Cooper Kupp on his neck at the LA Memorial Coliseum to say, "Hey, we're here." Well, Ambry Thomas had a similar play in the first quarter where Dak looks for Amari Cooper in an out route, and Ambry comes up, bam! Ball comes flying out the sideline, and Ambry does a little swag thing, no incomplete. And okay, he's ready to go. And the guy who we all ridiculed forever was Jimmy Ward. And that's the guy who's a captain of that secondary. He gets everybody set up, lined up correctly, all the right checks. So, as long as the pass rush is really good, the secondary is going to perform at a high level. Not the greatest secondary in the world. They still need a corner in the offseason. Tart still scares me. He always goes down. But Jimmy Ward, the guy who we all wanted to run out of town, trying to figure out what position he really was, he's the linchpin. He's the captain, and he's helping out Ambry Thomas. The deep route where they went to Amari Cooper deep, and Ambry Thomas and Jimmy Ward was right there. And like you said, KC, they put the click-clack on those guys. The secondary was fine. Defense was fine. Helped Dallas Cowboys 17 points. I mean, come on. Enough said.
Yeah.
It's all lovely. And I'm of the belief that I think Dak is a top quarterback in the league. Probably, I don't have a list. I think Dak's comfortably top 5, top 6 quarterback.
We don't talk about that, Damian.
Okay. But the guy you're playing this week is the quarterback in the league, and he's probably about to win his second straight MVP award. That's a different dynamic now. Like you could talk about Ambry Thomas, you could talk about Jimmy Ward, all they're doing. Now you're dealing with the guy who made this big old fuss. I don't hear anybody talking about the defense anymore, by the way. Ain't nobody talking about the players that this Green Bay Packers team has drafted. Apparently everything seems to be okay with Aaron Rodgers after all of the noise he made in the offseason. Now it's all of a sudden like, okay, secondary responded very well to the challenge of Dak Prescott. And it's like, okay, we're gonna step it up a notch. We're gonna go from here. Dak is right there. Now we're going to the tippy top here with Aaron Rodgers. That's a different dynamic.
It's another level. You're not lying. Rodgers will spin it, but like any other quarterback, once they get hit and once those sharks start coming from up front, and the Sharks, I mean the 49ers defensive line, every quarterback whimpers. Everyone, including Aaron Rodgers. And we saw this before with Aaron Rodgers a couple years ago in 2019. Now, earlier this year, they get out to the 17-0 lead. They were playing that quick game. They were getting that ball out in 2 seconds. Aaron Rodgers likes to plant your pass, get on the perimeter, pat, chuck that baby 70 yards. It's a beautiful sight. It really is. But he's not going to have time to do that this week. He's not going to have time to do that this week against that 49ers front. So is he going to get the ball out quick? Probably. Is he going to be inaccurate like Dak Prescott? No, absolutely not. Dak Prescott was horrible. And I'm with you, D-Lo. I think highly of Dak Prescott. I think highly of him, man. I think he's I don't know if I say top 6, but at least top 10. I'm comfortable saying Dak Prescott's a top 10 quarterback. And he was rattled. He was erratic. And they got weapons up there in Dallas. I think they got better weapons than the Green Bay Packers. If Green Bay becomes one-dimensional, and that's the key here, can they run the ball with Aaron Jones? And they did that in week 3 against the Niners. His defense is different. D'Amico Ryans is different. He's grown up. The offense is different for the Niners. You got to make them one-dimensional. I feel good if the Niners make them one-dimensional, even with Aaron Rodgers. If they start running the ball and they got the play-action pass in play, could be a long night. It could be a long night because Aaron Rodgers could throw with the best of them, no doubt.
So Bonta, you probably remember this situation very well, and I'm starting to get the same vibes from this 2013 season. Remember in the regular season, the Carolina Panthers came to Candlestick and we went about a body bag game. Bag game. They knocked Vernon Davis out the game. They end up winning 10-9. And I remember they faced each other in the divisional round. They went to Carolina after being Green Bay. They went to Carolina. And I remember all week, I had my ear to the street of Carolina and Charlotte. And they were like, yeah, we went into San Francisco and, we did it before. Now they're coming here. We'll do it again. And I just remember thinking, it's a different team. Vernon Davis at that particular time made the 49ers a completely different team. He was healthy going into that divisional round game. And I said, you guys think you're facing that team that you played in week 8 or whatever it was. This is a different team. And I'm getting kind of the same vibe from what the Niners showed in week 3 and who they are today, where the Packers think they're playing a team that they played in week 3. And this is a completely different squad. Debo wasn't running at the time. Elijah Mitchell wasn't there. Dre Greenlaw wasn't there. Emmanuel Mosley, it was his first game back. How do you think that's accurate, that the Niners are a completely different squad going up against the Packers than they were in week 3? Or is it just, hey, a couple guys were out, but it's essentially the same group?
No, it's totally different team. You're talking about a team, Casey, that's won 8 of their last 10. So you're accurate there. You also, don't forget about Brandon Ayuk. He was in the doghouse. He was in the doghouse for whatever reason. Brandon Ayuk was giving up snaps to Mohamed Sanu and Trent Sherfield, and he wasn't playing much, which is still, I can't figure it out. I can't figure it out to this day. And now you see what Brandon Ayuk has done. He's had more catches and more yards than CeeDee Lamb, his counterpart, in that first-round draft. And that includes Sunday, where he made big plays. So Brandon Ayuk is a different player. Debo's become all-world. Elijah Mitchell's running the ball hard, where we didn't know much about Elijah back in week 3. We thought it was just a 1-week fad or whatnot. Okay, he filled in for Raheem Mostert. That's cute. That's a cool story. But no, he's legit. He's a legit NFL running back who runs hard, who does not go down with the first tackle. And then defensively, the defensive line know their roles. The linebackers know their roles. Greenlaw's back. Al Shahir has gotten better and better because he's played. And it comes down to the secondary. But I got to say this. The offense this Saturday, the defense could be great. Aaron and the Packers are going to score. I just think they're going to score between 20 to 27. What is this offense going to do? Is Jimmy Garoppolo going to be able to perform at a high level? And can the Niners score points? Because one thing we've all kind of glossed over since they beat the Dallas Cowboys, I'll say it to the people next to me, it's too much Robbie Gold out here. It's too much Robbie Gold. Field goals get you beat. You need to score touchdowns, and that, to me, is the key. And look, even in the first game, they got off to a 17-0 deficit. I mean, they didn't score to the last play of the first half. I'm still waiting for the 49ers to put together a full 4 quarters, which I think they've done once this year, and that was against the LA Rams on Monday Night Football. So can they put together a full 4 quarters? It hasn't happened in all but one of their games this season. So that kind of scares me.
It's 27 too much?
To give up 27?
Yeah. If they give up 27, did they lose?
No, I still think they could win, but the margin for error is so thin. I mean, they give up 27. We're talking about Jimmy Garoppolo has to play clean football. How likely is that? Special teams has to play clean football. How likely is that? You know what I'm saying?
Jimmy has to have a drive, though. Jimmy has to have one of those Rams like, oh, okay.
I think
Jimmy. Okay.
Yeah.
He got to have a couple. Jimmy got to play well. Like Bonta said, they're not going to be able to get the field goals and go into Lambeau and get that win. They're going to have to convert those into touchdowns. And I think they're capable of it. I mean, they put up a bunch of field goals on Sunday. They still had 23. They were a missed IU pass from putting up 30 on the Cowboys. So they're capable of it. I just need to see it.
Yeah, I need to see it because 23 won't be enough this Saturday. It feels like 23 will not be enough. And then that begs the question, do you trust Jimmy Garoppolo? There's still people, like I didn't do it to myself. There's still people Monday morning quarterback wanting to rip Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm like, man, can you just enjoy beating the Cowboys? Because I'm on the
I think
high,
it's a gimmick.
You know?
I saw some things too. I was like, this is a bit. Like they're working us all. That's what they're doing. Like this is a work.
Like this guy's been playing really good football. I mean, like I'm one of the biggest Trey Lance guys out there. I believe Trey Lance probably should have started week 1. But I'm confident in saying that I don't think Trey Lance wins that football game on Sunday in Dallas. That was a rabid environment. I'm telling you guys, that wasn't a wild card game, man. That gave me divisional round / NFC championship vibes down there in Jerry's world. And Jimmy, look, whether the shoulder was hurt in the second quarter or whatnot, I thought they all got tight. I thought Shanahan got tight. I thought he coached a little conservative at times. You knew that Jimmy no throw was coming. You just hoped that it didn't kill you, and it didn't kill the Niners. So I can live with that.
They were trying to hold on, Bonta. They were
holding on for dear life, man. Yeah. They're holding on, and that's what happens on the road in the NFL. That's what happens, man, in rivalry games. So look, I think it is a gimmick too, D-Lo, that we just got to bash Jimmy Garoppolo. But let me tell you, if he wins this game on Saturday, all of a sudden people will be calling D-Lo and KC. They'll be calling the morning roast. You sure we should give up Jimmy Garoppolo? You sure? And that conversation is going to be on the table all season.
Tony Romo said something that was like, Tony Romo's not paying attention. He was like, he's not going to be the quarterback next year unless he wins the Super Bowl. If he wins the Super Bowl, he's going to be the quarterback next year. He starts going on about Jimmy Garoppolo. It's like, oh, Tony, I don't think you've been paying attention.
No, you haven't, man.
You've been paying attention, buddy. That ain't happening. Bonta, thanks for carving out some time for us, man. We know how busy you are, not just with the Morning Roast 95.7 The Game in San Francisco, but also your work with NBC Sports Bay Area.
Appreciate that.
And the soon-to-be Western Conference champion Golden State Warriors, or
you know what? I think they will be in the Western Conference Finals. But there's some injuries. There's some things happening down here that I got to pause for.
Hey, that last road trip made you press the pause button a little bit?
It wasn't even just a road trip. During the Dallas game, I get an alert. Draymond Green has a disc issue. And I said, oh, boy. Oh, and then that's when Jimmy threw the pick. And I was like, oh, the sports guy trying to come down on me. Dude, I sent out a video talking that talk, and all of a sudden, Dak throws a touch. He runs in for it. I'm like, oh, no. What did I do? Why? I was depressed, dog, when it was 2017. I thought, oh, man, it's going to be the saddest flight ever. I may just call in sick. I don't know. Draymond's got an injury. He's going to get reevaluated in 2 weeks. Look, the Warriors just need to get in rhythm, man. They got a get-right game last night against the Pistons. We all need a get-right game. That was a get-right game last night.
What is that? We don't know what a get-right game is.
We are the get-right game.
Yeah, we have no idea.
I wasn't going to go there.
We haven't seen a get-right game in decades.
The Pistons took the L like, it's cool. We got Sacramento coming up. No worries. Like, we'll be fine. That's Bonta Hill.
It's nasty.
I watched Morning Roast. Hey, I got both of y'all in my head when I watched the Sacramento Kings game. I swear, I think of y'all instantly, man. I'm like, poor D-Lo and KC, man. They got a lot to talk about tomorrow, man. Hey, but y'all beat the Lakers last week. That was good.
Still holding on to it. Yep, still holding on to it. We beat the Rockets too, so I guess
on when we beat the Celtics in '85. That's what we hold on to. Remember that time we beat Larry Bird and the Celtics in '85?
You need good morning radio. You can use the Odyssey app to check out the Morning Roast on 95.7 The Game in San Francisco. Bonta, we appreciate you.